Stop what you are doing right now, because if you drive a vehicle anywhere in the United Kingdom, what I am about to tell you could save your license, your wallet, and possibly your freedom. 3 new driving rules have come into effect today, and the DVLA, along with the Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency, are not playing around. Thousands of drivers across the country are completely unaware of these changes, and the fines, penalties, and license points attached to them are very real. So before you put your keys in the ignition, sit down, pay close attention, and make sure you are not already on the wrong side of these new laws. This is not a scare tactic. This is your early warning, and staying informed is the most powerful thing you can do as a road user today. Let us start with something that millions of drivers do without even thinking about it. You hop in your car, you pull up Google Maps or Waze on your phone, you stick it on the dashboard or the passenger seat, and off you go. If you have been doing this, you need to understand exactly where the law now stands, because the rules around mobile phone use while driving have been significantly tightened. For years, the law focused mainly on holding a phone to make a call or send a message while moving. But now, authorities have made it crystal clear that simply touching, swiping, or interacting with your phone for any reason while your vehicle is in motion is a criminal offense. That means checking your sat-nav route, skipping a song, dismissing a notification, or even glancing at a map you have propped up on your seat. If your hands go to that device while the car is moving, you are breaking the law. The penalty is 6 points on your license and a £250 fine as a starting point. For new drivers who have held their license for less than 2 years, 6 points means an automatic revocation. You lose your license. You have to start from scratch. And before anyone thinks they can argue their way out of it by saying they were checking their sat-nav, that argument no longer holds legal weight. The rules cover any interactive use of a handheld device, and the courts have consistently upheld this position. If you want to use navigation, the only legal and safe way is through a properly mounted device that does not require you to touch it while driving, or a hands-free system that is fully integrated into your vehicle. Do not take chances on this one. The cameras, the patrols, and the legal framework are all aligned against you. Now let us move on to the second rule, and this one catches people entirely off guard because it involves something drivers assume is a matter of personal responsibility rather than a legal requirement. We are talking about the updated medical fitness to drive regulations that have been quietly but firmly brought into force. The DVLA has always required drivers to inform them of certain medical conditions, but the scope of what must be declared has now been widened, and the time frame in which you must report a change in your health has become far stricter. If you have been diagnosed with a condition that affects your concentration, your vision, your coordination, or your reaction times, you have a legal duty to report it to the DVLA without delay. This includes newly diagnosed conditions like epilepsy, sleep apnea, diabetes requiring insulin, certain heart conditions, and a growing list of neurological disorders. It also includes any change in an existing condition that may affect your ability to drive safely. What many drivers do not realize is that failing to report a qualifying medical condition is not just a civil matter. It is a criminal offense. You could be fined up to £1,000. And if you are involved in a collision while driving with an undeclared condition, your insurance is likely to be invalid, meaning you could face devastating personal liability on top of any criminal charges. The updated rules also place a greater emphasis on the responsibility of healthcare professionals to advise their patients about reporting obligations, but that does not transfer the legal duty away from you as the driver. If your doctor tells you that a new diagnosis may affect your driving, the onus is on you to contact the DVLA immediately. Do not assume someone else will do it for you, and do not assume that because you feel fine behind the wheel, the condition does not need to be declared. The law is not based on how you feel, it is based on diagnosis and medical classification. The third rule is one that has caused enormous debate and confusion, and yet it is now firmly in place. It concerns the standards around tire safety, and specifically the combination of tire types across your vehicle's axles. For years, many drivers have been mixing tire brands, tire ages, and even tire types, fitting whatever was cheapest or most readily available when one tire wore out. Under the updated enforcement guidelines, vehicles found to have tires that do not meet the minimum safety standards or that have been fitted in a way that creates a dangerous imbalance between axles can now be pulled from the road immediately. Officers carrying out roadside checks have clearer powers to issue prohibition notices on the spot, meaning your vehicle is taken off the road until the issue is resolved. The legal tread depth remains at a minimum of 1.6 millimeters across the central 3/4 of the tire's width, but the updated focus is also on tire age, structural integrity, and appropriate matching across axles. Tires that are more than 10 years old can be considered unsafe regardless of visible tread depth, and officers are now equipped with better guidance on identifying old or degraded rubber. The fine for driving on unsafe tires remains at up to £2,500 per tire and 3 penalty points per tire, which means if all 4 of your tires are found to be non-compliant, you are looking at a fine of up to £10,000 and 12 penalty points, which is an instant ban. This is not about revenue generation. Tire failures cause deaths on UK roads every single year, and the authorities are taking a zero-tolerance stance. Check your tires today. If you are unsure about their age, look at the DOT code on the sidewall, which shows the week and year of manufacture. If your tires are old, cracked, low on tread, or mismatched in a way that compromises handling, get them changed. It is not worth risking your life, your license, or your finances. So let us bring this all together and be very clear about what this means for you as a driver in the United Kingdom right now. Rule 1 means no touching your phone for any reason while the vehicle is in motion, no exceptions. Rule 2 means that if your health has changed in any way that could affect your driving, you must report it to the DVLA as a matter of urgency. And Rule 3 means that your tires must be legal, safe, and appropriate, and that authorities now have stronger powers to act when they are not. These are not rumors, these are not future proposals. These rules are active today, and ignorance of the law is not a defense that will protect you in court or at a roadside check. The best thing you can do right now, and I mean the very moment this video ends, is to go and carry out a basic check on your own vehicle. Look at your tires. Think about whether you have any medical conditions that the DVLA might need to know about. And make a firm commitment to yourself that your phone goes away the moment you sit behind the wheel. These are not inconvenient bureaucratic demands. They are the baseline of what it means to be a responsible driver on a shared road. And the people who ignore them are not just risking themselves, they are risking everyone around them. I want you to ask yourself one honest question. When was the last time you actually reviewed whether your license, your vehicle, and your habits were fully compliant with current UK law? Most drivers go years without ever doing this, and that gap between what they think the rules are and what the rules actually are is exactly where fines, bans, and prosecutions happen. Staying ahead of that gap is what this channel is all about. Every week, I break down exactly what is changing, what is enforced, what you need to know, and how to protect yourself as a driver. No fluff, no filler, just the information you actually need. If this video helped you, if it gave you even one piece of information you were not aware of before, then do something useful with it. Share it with a family member, a friend, a colleague, anyone who gets behind the wheel, because there is a very good chance they do not know about at least one of these 3 rules either. Knowledge shared is protection shared. And if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel so you never miss another update like this one. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and become part of a community of drivers who actually know what is going on. The roads are changing, the rules are evolving, and the drivers who stay informed are the ones who stay on the road. Subscribe to my channel and stay safe out there.